Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Brother and Sister Podcast. We have a special guest in the building today, but first off, I'm your host, Pug Flava, and my co-host is...
Tressa Mitchener.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been knowing this man for a long time, and this man has done so many beautiful things, and we just come to talk about it. An honor and a privilege to have my brother here, Mr. Brooks Strickland. How you doing, Brooks?
Doing wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Definitely excited to be able to tell my story and where I've came from and the struggles I've been through.
Yes, and man, you got a story to tell, I tell you. And I call it you the king of the big wheels. As you can see behind us, the big wheels. I mean, you came in the game and you just tore it out the water, man. Like, I just wanted to just fill us in on how it all started and how did you? I mean, you just started from a regular four-wheeler, then you moved up to this. I mean, what did they call it? The big wheels now?
Well, wait a minute. Well,
I'm excited.
I know you're excited. I know
Okay.
you're excited, but let's let him start from where he came from. That's the part.
Let's do it.
So the love for riding, ever since I was a young age, I always wanted go-kart, four-wheeler, something, My neighbors had 2 Honda 300s, old school bikes, and that's kind of where I fell in love with doing it.
Right.
And say it was around the age 9, 10, I kept asking my dad, hey, I want a four-wheeler, go-kart, something like that for Christmas, And I'll never forget that Christmas. He taught me a very valuable lesson, a life lesson.
We learned a lot of them.
Yeah, for sure. And he kept asking me, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for Christmas? And I just kept saying the same thing. And it was probably a month before Christmas, and he was like, hey, I'm going to give you a clue what you got. I got you something with 4 wheels and a motor. And I just knew I had me something. And come Christmas Day, it was a push mower.
I tried to work.
Yep. And
he got you something with a motor on it, I guess.
Yep. And he told me, he's like, son, if you want something like that, the best thing to do is go out and work for it.
Right.
I remember he made some business cards with our name on it. It was like Strickland's Landscaping or something like that, know, and I went around the neighborhood cutting yards, and I tried to save up, but that didn't work too good at that age.
I know how that could be.
That's really where it came from. I was 27 until I bought my first four-wheeler.
First one.
Yep.
So what do you like? You go to the local spots. What is it, Bosco here?
Busco
Beach.
Yep.
Okay, and it's just a trail with mud, slinging, hills, everything.
That's right. Mud, hills. My first one was a Honda, similar to the one I wanted when I was younger, and I saved up $2,000. I was doing new construction HVAC then.
Right.
It was a struggle to save up, $2,000 to buy a four-wheeler.
Right.
And but that's where it started. I started riding and met good friends on the trails, and next thing you know, I started watching the racing, and that's how it all unfolded. And
for me, I'm just strolling through TikTok one day a while back, and I know you had started riding, but like I didn't know it was at that level. Like, you know what I'm saying? You was riding out there with Bosco or whatever, and then like I see you again, and you in the first place this, first place that. I'm like, oh my God, he killing it.
Yeah.
And before you know it, I was like, man, I called my sister. I said, Brooks is killing it over there. She was like, what? The four-wheeler joint, he's just killing it and just blowing the whole scene up, man.
Yeah,
so
because he know I love some four-wheelers.
Yeah, for sure.
And just really proud of you, man. So just, and I know your childhood coming up was rough as well, and you kind of went through some of the same similar things we went through, and it's just been a struggle. And another topic I want to talk about is like, when you on top of your game, and like from nowhere, I get this phone call late at night, and it's like Brooks had a wreck. He was in an accident, and we packed up and we left right there, probably about 11 o'clock that night. And you care to fill us in on that story a little bit?
Yeah. As I got into racing, I wasn't sure where it would go, but I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the competition. There was some great racers out there, Robert Parker being one of them, rest his soul. Really good guy, but he was somebody I looked up to, and I remember I started racing, and he'd beat my tail up and down, the holes throughout that first year, but he'd always come by me and give me little pointers of things I need to change and do to do better, you know, and
made a world of difference. Huh?
Yeah. Those small things like that really went a long way with me, and after my first year getting serious with it, I picked up one of my main sponsors, which is PATV Power Sports.
Awesome.
They're out of Orange, Texas. Great people.
Yeah,
and,
man.
I was blessed to come in contact with Brent and Elena. They're really good people, and they've been standing behind me since. And fast forward to year 2, that's when we started traveling, racing. Went to Texas, I believe it was Louisiana, Georgia, to North Carolina, South Carolina, racing 2 series events and working full time. Might have overdid it a little bit.
Right. We all do that sometimes.
Yep. And and we had some races that were kind of back to back, and I had a friend with me, ride with me, and we were racing in Alabama.
Right.
And it was a long weekend, and we were tired, and he offered to drive, and but looking back, it was like, we probably should have just stayed another night.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Just rest it up a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because if I'm tired, he had to be tired too.
Right.
That's right. He may have not been racing, but he was still there with me.
Right.
So, but yeah, we were coming down I-20, and me and my wife was asleep in the back seat, and next thing I know, that rumble strip, I heard it. When the tire goes over that rumble strip, I remember waking up and seeing we're heading over. So I yelled his name, and when I did, he jerked the wheel. Truck rolled 8 or 9 times.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And just waking up to just rolling and tumbling, I know they had to just blow your mind.
Yeah, it was a lot of in and outs there. I kind of remember some of it. I do remember taking one foot and kicking the door open because it was hard to get open.
Right. You a big fella. So and we on the way to the hospital to see you, we passed by the accident, the scene, and vehicles just all over the road, and 4-wheeler. It was bad. It wasn't that. It was just crushed down like King Kong, just crushed it down like a beer can or something.
Yeah.
It was a bad day, man. But you made it through. You're a strong guy, and you just picked up the pieces and pushed forward, and it just overcame. And I'm just so proud of you, man, because just to bounce back like that, everybody don't bounce back like that. And
I tell you,
was truly meant for this racing thing.
I couldn't have done it without the support from the mud racing community, man.
Right.
Because when that happened, I think I was in the hospital for about a week, and I got out of the hospital, and I seen the machines. Matter of fact, the blue one back here, Honcho, that was one of the bikes.
Right.
It was pretty much totaled, frame and everything, and there were so many people offering to help, and that's kind of how it went.
A lot of support.
Yeah, a lot of support.
And I was definitely happy and proud of the community for standing up like that and coming through.
And they even helped raise money. I didn't even know about it. I got out, and that was a big help, man, because I was out of work, 2 or 3 months. The support from everyone, family, the mud community, friends, my co-workers at work. There's so many people I could thank. I don't want to leave one person out. You know what I mean? But just very blessed by all means. Coming from feeling like I had nobody at a certain age, and had nobody to really look up to. No guidance really to realize.
We definitely can relate to that.
Yeah. So tell us about some of those struggles growing up as a child, Brooks.
Yeah. So I have 3 brothers, or 2 brothers. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I have 2 brothers. I'm the baby. I got the rougher end of the stick of the boys. Let's just say around 10 years old, my mom and dad split up, and that's where things took a turn. My mom left, was out of the picture for about a year, and I was living with my dad, and my dad was a real strict guy. Looking back now, he just wanted the best for me.
Right.
It wasn't nothing like abuse or anything like that, but and both my parents both struggled with addiction. alcohol, pain medication, stuff like that. And, you know, after a year living with my dad, I kind of didn't want to follow the rules. And I won't never forget, I ran away from him. And my grandma helped hide me from him to go to my mom's. And that's where I moved to North Carolina. And from there, I was in and out of many different schools, many different homes. You know, we'd rent a home for, you know, a month or two, get kicked out, go to the next one, and change schools. So met a lot of people all over the place, but never could keep a good friendship just because.
We can relate to that.
Yeah.
From place to place. Stay here a week, you go home, stay here about 3 weeks, up, moving again, and it was constant, like throughout our whole childhood, like probably 30, 40 places.
And that's a hard thing to go through because you know, you go from somewhere you was raised up with until you're so much age, and you know you have friends, and then you leave from there and you don't talk to them, you know, 15 years later. And, you know, moving from school to school.
It's definitely hard to make friends like that.
Yeah. And it was even tougher, man, because my mom did leave my dad for a woman. So living under two women's roof, a lot of people in the schools we would go to, their families wouldn't approve of that. So, like, people couldn't come into our house and things like that. Dealt with some bullying, too, through different middle schools.
That's
and
crazy.
things.
We were just talking about that yesterday.
Yep.
You're a big guy, Brooks.
Yeah, well, it wasn't always like that.
Right. Okay.
6th, 7th, and 8th, I was shorter, chubby, totally different.
Right.
And
I remember one time I went to the club, and we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that. We'll talk about that later.
But it did change from 8th grade to 9th grade. I just shot up like a foot, and I did end up going to a high school with a lot of the people that I was bullied with and joked on and things like that.
No more.
Nah, that completely changed, and started standing my ground, you know, and after that, I really didn't have too much problems with that. It is what it is. It's wild because back then, you know, that was frowned upon, you know, big time, where today it's completely opposite world we live in, you know. But you know, going through the addiction side of things, I lost my dad when I was 16. He did end up coming back in my life, and he actually moved to North Carolina, and we did have a good relationship before he passed. And but you know, addiction is what ultimately caused that for him, you know. And Mama struggled with it too, you know, throughout until she passed away when I was about 21. From that age, from 16 to 21, I was, or 23 really, I was pretty much very wild, ran the streets, made a lot of bad decisions. You know, but I did things at that age that I felt like I had to do to feed myself. Slept in a lot of people's backyards, abandoned houses.
Trying to figure it out.
Just trying to figure it all out, you know. And it's I remember the last time I went to jail, I prayed, and I prayed so much. And I remember I had a dream of what I was praying for. And
That's awesome.
yeah, that was the very last time I went to jail. I was 22 years old. And what I was praying for was to have a career, you know, and have a family, and work hard for what I have, and that way nobody could take it from me. And
you definitely accomplished that.
That's right. And what gave you that mindset to change, Brooks? Because we see these beautiful bikes behind us. You got your wife involved. You got your two little girls involved. What can you tell them? What gave you the mindset to change and to do better, or that push that you had?
So I pretty much felt like I was in the middle, or pretty much at a three-way, you know, and I had a choice in my life, and it was either, you know, prison and doing stupid things, or change my life. And my son, my firstborn, I was still slipping, you know, for the first few years of his life, and that last time I went to jail, I really sat there and thought about it. It was like, man, I don't want my kids. For one, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through.
What you went through. Yeah.
And that's what really, that's what really just changed my mindset about things. And because I always used to use the excuse, because I am a convicted felon, and it seemed difficult to get jobs then. But I was much wilder, so you know
the mindset.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. And that was my number one excuse. Hey, I'm a felon. Nobody hire me. This is why I live this life. And that was nothing but an excuse. You know. You know,
we all been through it. Because like I said, that chapter in your life, it's like in your mind, nobody ain't gonna hire us. But it's amazing how God works, because you know He got the last word. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So.
That's right.
And you changed your generation. You changed your generation. You changed your history. You set a new course for your entire family.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it's wonderful to see.
It's a blessing. You know, coming from feeling like I didn't have any support, and then
to the total transformation of a super support.
Yeah, and it's the small things, you know, like my cousins that I didn't have a relationship with, didn't even really know we were kin.
Right.
And somebody had written me a letter in jail. I won't ever forget it. And it was like, hey, you know, your cousin, they do HVAC up in North Carolina, and you should really think about, you know, changing your life and actually getting a job.
Right.
And I had done HVAC a little bit prior to that. So that's when I made that step and moved to North Carolina. And
it's amazing, because that same cousin changed everybody's life here.
Yeah.
Same cousin changed everybody's life.
That wild.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it was, you know, moving up there, I won't never forget. I got hired on at the Raleigh location. And the big thing was, you know, nobody needs to know, you know, that I was even kin to them.
Right, that's
you
right.
know, and we kept it like that for so long. But I won't ever forget my first paycheck. I was quitting. I was going back to the street. And I got home, and my son's mother told me she was pregnant. It was wild, because I was dead set.
Right.
Like, I'm taking this money.
Right.
I'm going to figure out a way to make it.
We'll flip it.
Yeah. I was going to figure out a way to get back to where I was, where I was from, and then I got that news, and it was
Aren't you so glad you didn't do that?
Yeah, I am. I called Miss Sandy back that Monday, and I begged and pleaded with her. I'm like, look, I promise, like, you don't have to worry about it. Like, I'm here to stay, and And she's like, we'll see. And she called me back on a Wednesday, and that's when they took me back. And it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. Seeing what the things that was around me, and seeing what other people achieved in their life, and you know, that's what really was like, man, like, I need to, you know, if he can do it, then any of us can do it.
I can do it. Yeah, that's right.
So it's
so you didn't have to hit the reset button no more.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You sailed forward and they never looked back.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
That was big. And tell me, like, what was the, like, when your wife got involved? What was did she come to you and say, "Yo, I want me a 4-wheeler"? How did that happen?
Right. So and I see she got a nitrogen can on it. So
yes, she does.
Tell us a little bit about that. I'm excited about that.
So she. Shelby, I love her to death. She supported me.
What's up, Shelby?
Day one. Yep. And you know, she stood by my side with the 4-wheelers, and she was there when the first day I bought that first one, and she'd go with me every time, and she kind of fell in love with it too. And
that's awesome.
You know, we've always supported each other, and no matter what we love, and the racing thing, she supported me over the years. Well, excuse me. A lot of other females are starting to get involved. Not a lot, but
don't tell me that now. Don't tell me that.
Tressa little 4-wheeler. So
don't tell me that.
So there are a few racers out there, female racers, and I think that really helped her to inspire her, and her actually seeing some of them racing it, you know. And after this last winter, she's like, you know what? I think I would love to actually enjoy, you know, trying it, you know. And I was like, well, let's go for it.
It's on.
All right, Shelby, I'm gonna have to hook up with you.
That's awesome. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Yep.
See the family team up together to make it work like that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That's right, and the kids are now getting involved, and they've.
And you got girls.
Yeah.
Girls
son
involved.
too.
Yeah,
son too.
Son too.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And
he was driving. And I went to this motor support speedway the other day. His son was driving, and I had the camera. We just beautiful day.
Yeah, you can't keep them off of them.
Right.
Yeah, they want to be. If they could be on them 24/7, they would.
Right.
And,
That's awesome.
And excuse me, take a sip of water.
You got your water?
Is that mine?
Yeah, this yours.
Yeah, that's yours. Yeah, that's awesome. Tressa, you ready to ride now? Huh?
You know I'm ready.
And we outside with this beautiful field.
Yes.
We country life. We love it. You know what I'm saying? The flies are messing me a little bit. That's why I keep doing that there. But it's a beautiful thing, man. We out here with country life. We love it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
It's amazing, Brooks. It's amazing. So anything else you want to tell the people?
Yeah, mainly, no matter what you're going through in life, even if it's just you and you feel like you have nobody, trust in the good Lord above. Right.
Trust in God.
Trust in God.
He will answer your prayers,
Yes.
You just got to do it.
Yep.
Don't make excuses. Get out there and do it.
That's right.
If you're working 15, 16 hours a day, it don't matter. Do it,
The passion.
Yep.
That's right.
You got that passion to do it. That's it.
Yep, that's right.
God's promises created our purpose.
Yes.
So, Well, Brooks, man, it's been an honor and a privilege, my brother. We done been through a lot, seen a lot, done a lot, and just pushing forward that excel to do even more. And like I said, man, I'm so proud of you because you came from a long ways from to now, and it's just God steady blessing you every day, and it's just getting bigger and bigger, and the sky's the limit. And I wish you nothing but the best, my brother. We've been knowing each other for a long time.
Yes, sir.
And like I said, man, I love you. We've been down for many years, and I'm just so proud of you, man. So,
thank you.
It's another episode of the Brother and Sister Podcast. Cheer. Peace. We love y'all, man. Oh, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. The more subscribers we get, the more we blow it up, the better it gets. So
that's right.
So help us out. Thank y'all.
Share.
Yes, sir. Like and share.
And it's free.
And it is free.
Subscription to subscribe to our YouTube channel. So many people have asked us. It is absolutely free to subscribe and like.
And if you want to give me some money, I'll send my Cash App down in the link below.
And follow us on Facebook on the Brother and Sister Podcast.
Yes. What's that girl? Pinky Dog. Yes. Yeah. All right, now. We love y'all. We out. Thank y'all. Peace.